guys, this is Grace and welcome to the second layout of the 8.5 by 11 series that I'm doing here on YouTube. I initially shared with you a sketch from Scrapbook Generation. I'll try to link that in the description box below because it is one of their free ones. So in this particular video, I wanted to show you that even though a lot of the sketches that we find in Pinterest or in other scrapbooking websites, most of them are 12 by 12 or 12 by 24. And I think you can easily turn them into or use them for an 8.5 by 11 page. It's just that you, of course, have to take into consideration the size of your photos and the papers and all of that. So that's what I'm doing here. I am doing a double page layout. And again, I don't normally do 8.5 by 11 pages anymore. I do create that, and I have made that before, and the focus is for like my me album, and so most of these pages that I will be creating is focusing on me, which is very rare nowadays because I just don't have time to create my pages that's focusing on me. So this is a good way for me to kind of break out of my normal routine. So I am also using a collection from Echo Park. It's a more outdoorsy camping type of collection, and so it just fits my theme perfectly. This is not a camping trip, although it is a hike trip, so I thought that would work well as well. And so basically this sketch had photos on the left that is going vertical, and then you have two photos that are going horizontal on the right page, and then you have blocks of paper on the top and also on the bottom. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just creating my little strips here. There's going to be a paper that's going across, and well, at first it looks like it's just the background paper that is in the middle, but I don't know, I like the craft. It blends well with the browns and the theme that I'm going for, but I felt like it needed a little bit more something. I think another pro of 8.5 by 11 is that it uses less pattern paper, so you can stretch your pattern paper a little bit more on a 2-page spread versus if it's a 12 by 24 page that you're doing. Of course, you're going to need two pieces of that paper, well, most of the time, in order for you to stretch it. So I guess that's another value or another advantage of doing a smaller page. So now I decided I am going to cover up the centerpiece with this pattern paper. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I like the style of having the background piece, whatever that is, whether it's cardstock or pattern paper, peeking on the outside. I like I like that my pages have a frame, and it's just, I don't know, I just like that there's that definition between where the layout starts, or where the page starts, and where it ends. And so let's talk about these photos here. In 2019, my I had an accident. I fell off of our window well in July, and that was a major accident, but I am grateful that I didn't break any bones and things like that. But one of the things that I learned from that accident is that our bodies take time to heal. And I saw that because it took me, well, what I felt forever to go back to the pace that I had prior to the fall of, my walking. Like I couldn't walk for a very long time. And then when I walked, I kind of like shuffled. And then I couldn't even run for for a few weeks. It was very interesting. Anyways, one of the things that I was looking forward to, that I worked my way to where I wanted to be, was the idea of being able to hike Pikes Peak. I live in Colorado, and we have a very famous 14er, which is a 14-foot mountain here called Pikes Peak, and people all around the globe, go over here to hike it. Now there is what they call the trail that is 26 miles, and then there's also what they call the back trail, which is 13 miles round trip. And so my husband has always wanted to hike Pikes Peak, but he felt like he didn't have the time to do the 26 miles. And then when somebody told him that there is a back trail and it's only 13 miles, then he started kind of, quote unquote training for it. And I thought, well, maybe I can train for that too. So I walked, and that was kind of like my goal, the carrot that I dangled in front of me, to be able to get better with my walking. And so this was the day we went on a Labor Day, and we hiked it with my oldest son, and we did it in about 10 hours. It was very hard going up because it was just up, up, up. There was only like a quarter mile that was just kind of a straight trail, but the rest of it was just incline. So it was very difficult. There were many times that I wanted to give up, but I didn't. And so I just kind of documented that this body of ours, it gives us the opportunity to exercise mind over matter. We do want to respect our body, especially when it tells us to stop, because it's, it can't go anymore. But at the same time, we have that ability within us to never give up. And I feel like that's a very good lesson for me to remember, not only with physical challenges, but also just in life. And so that's what I documented here. So now we're going to go back to the layout. Here it's pretty self-explanatory now. I added my photos, and now I'm adding some die cuts that I found in my die cut book that's kind of, related to hiking and outdoors. And then I did marry two different letter stickers for my title there. And then I pre-printed my journaling, which I, by the way, pulled out from my Instagram post of this. So if you're ever like, I don't know, like stumped with journaling, always go back to like your post in social media, because I betcha that's good enough. And sometimes because you posted it when the memory's still fresh, that's like the best information for that particular memory. So that is my layout for today. It is very doable to turn your 8.5, or to turn your 12 by 12 sketches into an 8.5 by 11 page. You just got to take into consideration the sizes of your elements. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.